Hello, and welcome to Do You Watch Anime? My name is Adam Corky. It's a show where I sit down with a guest and ask them, "Do you watch anime?" And we go from there. And today, joining me is cosplayer and best hugger I've ever hugged, Wayne. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
This to start the year of 2024 as your guest is an honor, and I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah. For context, this is we're recording literally like January 2nd, so it's the first one of 2024, and yeah. So Wayne.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been waiting for this.
Okay.
I'm waiting for almost a year to ask me this question. So bring it to me. Ask me the question.
Do you watch anime?
Hells yes, I do.
That's the only answer I want from now on. Is hell's yes. If it's not,
No, yeah, we can't be friends.
We can't. Anyway, no. Because I don't know this. Where did the love of anime begin?
Oh, it started from when the two worlds have collided into my life, which is my mom and my dad. And I guess my love for anime started when I was around 7 years old. I would have to say the very first anime, which I didn't know at the time when I was watching it because it was such a good, it was a little show that people don't know called Belle and Sebastian. And it's like, everyone's giving me that same look.
Yeah.
I actually found out that the person who made it was an anime person who made the stuff for the good. So it was dubbed in English, and it was an amazing show. And that was, I think, my first real introduction into anime. I started loving it, and I started watching stuff from stuff like Astro Boy, which I think is a big thing for me. My big thing I would have to say would say Force 5 was the Force 5 series back in for those who know Channel 47. For those who know that, yes, I'm this old that I would know Channel 47. I would have a daily dose of anime. This is how you should have your anime, kids. 8:00 in the morning, between 8 and 8:30, then run to school, and then come back for another half hour of anime. That is the perfect breakfast description for anime for everyone. And if you don't do that for your kids, you're doing them a disservice. I'm just saying that right now.
Nothing like a little Demon Slayer in the morning to really jumpstart.
Absolutely. You need your eggs, breakfast, and some Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
And coffee for some people. For me, it's orange juice. For a lot of people, it's coffee. So there you go.
So, you mentioned two anime that I have no idea what they are.
Yeah.
Besides Astro Boy, obviously I know Astro Boy.
Yeah.
So explain what Belle and Sebastian.
Yeah, Belle and Sebastian
yeah.
is basically was an animated show that was dubbed in French and was put into English dub back in the TVO days.
Mm-hmm.
So it starred a big dog named Belle, beautiful white mountain dog, and his companion and best friend Sebastian, and they would get on these crazy little adventures. And that was my first real to what I felt with anime was at the time. And also with the Force 5 series was basically a series of various anime from Gokanai. So all the robots shows you would watch, like Geto Robo G. For those who don't know, that would be Star Avengers.
Okay, yeah.
There were Star Avengers, Vanguard Ace. Grandizer was my robot. That was my go-to. And so that one, Vanguard Ace, Space Cateers, which was basically a sci-fi animation version of Journey to the West, but in space version.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And Guy King, those were like they would always play that within the and they played at 8:00 in the morning. I would watch it because my mom would leave at 7:45, so I have the TV for about half an hour. So I would use that to my advantage and just watch it every day without fail.
I love that.
Yeah. So my love came from that, and that was how everything started for me.
Oh, that's so wholesome. I love that. That's so wholesome. We've had like stories being like, yeah, I found Naruto on LimeWire. Like, that's so wholesome. I love that.
Well, back at the time, you really couldn't get
Yeah.
anime unless it was either dubbed or you found it in some other way that was, what's the word? Not legal. Let's put it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, some bootleg Sailor Moon on VHS. I know a guy.
Yeah. I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a video store.
Yeah, exactly. So from those anime, where did you go from there?
Oh, I went through everything. I went from everything from Robotech to Sailor Moon back in the 90s, Cowboy Bebop. So many. There was it actually was really got me into Cyberpunk, which is kind of my jam.
Yeah.
So from I watched Akira for the very first time.
So good.
Oh, and the thing is, my wife gave that to me as a birthday present when I couldn't find it years later, which I loved. That Bubblegum Crisis also is another one.
Yeah.
And Ghost in the Shell.
Oh,
also great
so
anime.
good.
So good.
Yeah.
So I would watch different things, and I would either find it either at Pacific Mall, which everyone knew it back at the time.
Yeah.
I would go to Suspect Video or Blockbuster Video, and to me that was sort of like I was like dived right in, and also went to a place called 1 Million Comics, which was like my safe haven for years. And that's where I met some guys there who knew about anime so much, and I would just trek out of it like a sponge, and I loved it every so often.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what was it? Because a lot of like people I've had on the show don't like you said, don't really know it's anime. What was it that, because you went from like Sailor Moon, Cowboy Bebop, all like you expanded so much. What was it they were like, I gotta find more of this?
Yeah. I think it was what for that I would have to blame Ninja Scroll. It was I saw it in a Blockbuster screen, and it's like, I'm watching this, and I'm watching this beautiful cinematic masterpiece, and I'm like thinking, I need more.
Yeah.
I need to find more. And fortunately, Blockbuster had a whole bunch of companies from ADD Films, which I watched religiously, and manga films, which was all sorts of different types of anime. So that's where I started going in there. And then when I couldn't find more, a friend of mine told me about Pacific Mall. Go check there. And also a place called Suspect Video, which is where like the deep grunted stuff that you wouldn't able to find. I was watching shows like Crying Freeman, Wicked City, which if you've never watched it, it's kind of a cross between supernatural and soft porn. That's the best way I can explain it. I knew this was gonna get you. I was gonna make Corky laugh at least twice today. So now I got that out of the way. Yeah. So that was kind of my jam from there. And I've been when I go to anime conventions and I'm like thinking, oh my God, this is great, or oh my God, this is fantastic. Like one of my go-tos is Black Lagoon. If you've never seen it, it is a masterpiece.
Yes.
It is a great show. And I've actually done cosplay based off of I've done Dutch from the Black Lagoon. So that was my big thing.
Yeah.
From that.
I love that.
Yeah.
So from like the video stores and all of that, what was next in kind of like the hunting for more anime?
For the hunt for anime, thank God I have friends who are back in high school that were as big a fans of anime as I was, and so either they would grab it from overseas, and I would watch it subtitled, and I had no problem with that. I would love the stories and of watching it, and either get it from them or I would go to my friend from 1 Million Comics. Big shout out to Eddie, who's been inspiration to me and been my senpai, learning how to live in anime. So that's where I learned from. You got to read the mangas too. You got to be able to express it. So when you see the animation, it's fantastic, and they do it so well that when you look for the books and then you look through the anime, it's pretty much the same. It's like taking everything from that and put into a cell form, and it looks fantastic. And I've just needed more. It was my thing.
I love that. I love that so much. One thing I wanted to bring up.
Sure.
A couple years ago, I posted on Instagram being like, it was like middle of the like hardcore pandemic. I was like, recommend me anime. And you said to me, GTO.
I was waiting for you to get me to that.
I want to be honest. I watched one episode and I was like, what is going on?
That is one of the most underrated animes of all time.
Yeah.
When people ask me that, and like I said, ask me when I go say you gotta watch GTO, aka Great Teacher Onizuka. Yeah. Everyone from who's never watched anime to people who are hardcore animes like you and I. Yeah. We're like watching it. It's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole premise is absolutely bonkers. You got a guy who is 22 years old, a horn dog, and a former gang member. Yeah. Wanting to become the greatest teacher in Japan, and he's like everything is completely and utterly against him, and it's from the very first episode, much like you, was like, what the fuck is going on in this anime? Yeah. And I could not stop watching it. It was like, it was shenanigans. It was the dub was fantastic. Yeah. And the voice, of course, had to been Steve Bloom. Steve, I am my voice is as smooth as butter bloom. Yeah. That's what I call him every time I see him. Yeah. So to have that guy, and this is his earlier work before Cowboy Bebop. Yeah. And to see how it's progressed, and the story had so many great things. It was funny. It had some thought-provoking stuff without throwing it in your face like some other shows would do. It just lets the audience enjoy the ride, and that's like my favorite thing. It's the one thing I lost during a move a few years back, and I'm still trying to get back that DVD if I can. Yeah. But yeah, that's I told you that thing is absolutely bonkers, and I'm glad you said exactly what I was thinking.
I was like, explain yourself, please, because it's not just like the comedy; it's the fucking animation. Yes, like it is off the wall, and I'm like, yeah, what's going on? I'm sorry, like,
yeah. So Great Teacher Onizuka. If you have never watched it, you have to have that as part of your going to, because if you have never seen it, you should look for it, find it, watch it, and most importantly, enjoy it. Yeah. And it's like it also has, to me, the greatest line in anime history that was completely ad-libbed.
Oh.
And that, because I actually asked Steve Bloom this question.
Oh shit, yeah.
The line is this, and I don't know if I can say this, and it goes, and he talks to one of the characters and says, there's a word that deals with you. It's here's a hint. It starts with B, and it ends with Ach. I'm like, wow. I'm like, holy crap. My wife listens to like, I love this show. If you get the chance to ask him, ask him. And I asked him last year when I got a chance. It's like, he said it was totally ad lib. It was not part of the script. Wow. I'm like, dude, I love you. If it's nothing else that I love about this guy, it's that line. Yeah. And that line is the best line in all of anime.
I love that.
And it was even ad lib. I loved it.
Jesus. Jeez.
Well, actually, I have a question for you.
Okay.
You've seen plenty of anime. Yeah. Moon, who is a dear, dear girl, and I love her to death, is a anime buff, and I love that about her.
Yeah.
What is an anime that you've watched and you're like thinking, that's it, I want more. There needs to be, there's gotta be an anime that you've seen that's like, that's where it ends.
There's so many.
Just go for it. Just what first one comes off your head, go for it.
Actually, the first one that came out of into my head was Orange High School Host Club.
Oh,
because it never got a second season.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Maid Sama.
Yeah, Maid Sama as well.
Also a good choice.
Yeah.
Also a very good choice.
I wish Psyche K got dubbed
Mm-hmm.
for the 3rd and 4th season.
Yeah.
That's another thing that just kind of stopped getting dubbed, and I'm like, well, why?
Yeah.
It's so good. There's so many from that era where it was just like, if you get one season, I don't know if you're gonna get another one. Yeah. Thankfully nowadays, there's not that many that don't get a second season, or third, whatever.
Yeah.
I think those are the ones that really come to mind, like the Maid Sama, the Oran High School Host Club. I'm just like, please, more. Like, can I get more, please?
Yes.
Please,
sir.
please.
Can I have some more?
Please, especially with Maid Sama, because there's like so much left.
Yeah.
Like, please.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
all good choices.
What about you?
Berserk.
Oh yeah. What am I saying? Oh my god, I feel. Oh yeah, I love how like I've said so many times on the podcast that Berserk is one of the best written stories ever.
Yes.
And my mind went Oran High School Host Club and Maid Sama. It was great.
Yes.
Good job, Adam. Anyway, Berserk.
Yes, Berserk is one of the animes that should have continued.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm not going to say anything too much because there may be some people who've never watched it. But if you've never watched Berserk and you're really into dark kind of anime, you need to watch this show.
Yeah.
It's a great show, great character development, amazing music. The animation was fantastic. It really got out into the books from that into and there's two versions. There's a 2000 version and the 1997 version, which is the one I watched.
Yeah, that's the good one.
That's the long one.
Yeah.
The second one is like the cliff notes. It gets past through all the other stuff, but you need to watch it from start to finish.
Yes.
And when the way it ended was so like, no, you cannot leave me in such a good book cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And that's it. I want Griffith to get the smoke.
Yeah.
For what this guy did. For all the stuff that's happened, the amazing characteristics between Guts, the protagonist, and Griffith from the Band of the Hawks. And to have it end like that is such a disservice.
Yeah.
I need to watch the rest of this. They need to make more.
Yeah.
And that was like, I'm like sitting there crying my eyes out with a bowl of anime cereal. Where's the milk? Where the hell is it? You can't give me this beautiful substance and leave me with nothing, with no milk in it. Come on, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a good. That to me is like the anime that never got finished, and that was really upsetting to me.
Yeah, like even now, I think they should remake it or something, not in CGI, please.
No.
Like the 2016 one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really think they should make it with like traditional, like how it was. Well, obviously updated.
Yeah.
But I think it would be perfect for like, even if it was a CGI, Studio Orange is right there.
Yep.
Like
Just go with there.
Just
and
go
make
with it.
Just
Like,
go in there and make it
yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Just don't give it to Mappa, please. They're too tired.
Oh.
They're too tired.
Yeah.
Those poor animators are too tired.
Yeah, give those guys a break. will ya?
Yes,
Just
please.
let them have a coffee break and just give them some rest. will
Yes.
ya?
God. So we talked about classic anime, and I'm gonna cough. So hold on. Anyway, we talked about classic anime. Is there any like newer like 2000s to now that's really like you're like, yes, in my mouth, please?
Oh, yes. I actually have been watching the most recent ones I've been watching. Some of them are from Netflix. There's this one called Blue Eye Samurai.
Okay.
Which, if the best way I can recommend it in this one is it's Samurai Jack but dark.
Oh.
It's fit in the timeline in Japan, and it's basically a samurai who's looking for revenge against 4 other people from the West who have destroyed Japan in some way and have ruined the samurai's life, and she spent the rest of her life trying to get this done and finish it. The animation is fantastic, great character development. So many great characters that are in this show. Misu is like one of my favorites. Says the protagonist. There's so many great people in the game. If you haven't watched it, I definitely put it as one of my top things. And what's crazy about it is that they're saying that it's not an anime. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking to myself, I've been watching anime for over 40 years now. If it looks like an anime, smells like an anime, that it's an anime, and I'm putting it on there. So Blue Eye Samurai is definitely on the top of my list. Yeah, so definitely it's a great animation, great story. Then the music. One of the things that that music really brings into what anime is, and this really brings into the era of this show. And it makes perfect sense, and it has so many great voice acting characters in here, and it does incredibly well. So I definitely recommend watching Blue Eye Samurai from start to finish. And I'm hoping I believe there will be a season 2.
Yeah.
If so, I am down for it. I am totally committed to the Blue Eye Samurai. So definitely wanted you guys to see that.
Yeah, the animation looks fantastic, and everyone who's watched it has recommended it. So, yeah,
I totally agree with them. I consider this a certified anime first. Go watch Blue Eye Samurai. If you do not watch it for this year, you're missing some really good anime. Definitely,
go.
Definitely gonna put it in. Yeah. So the other one I'm watching is I've called Magician. I can't remember the name of it, but Magic Can Change Anything. I think it's what it's called. Basically, the premise is a group of warriors who have tried to save the world fail, and one of the main characters uses his powers to go back 13 years before to try and stop the whole cataclysm from happening. And he does meet some of his old friends from that era, and he's not only trying to train them to be at the level where he's supposed to be, but also trying to change how things were for them. For some of them, they were very closed off. There were some of them that were not very well for them. So he's trying to give them some sort of a redo. And that's what I actually watched like the first few episodes. My wife actually brought that up for me. Shout out to my wife, Lizzie. And then I started like, I'm still really starting to like this show. It's funny and has lighthearted puns, but it's dark in a way, and I like that that he's trying to do something and change the future for an upcoming disco. Yeah, so I'm really happy for that. So definitely something from Crunchyroll that I enjoy.
Damn. All right. So as a avid anime, sorry, hold on, I'm gonna cough again. God damn. All right. So as an avid anime fan, there we go. Someone comes to you and is like, I've never watched an anime before. I need help. Where do I start? What do I watch? What do you recommend?
Oh, good question. It really depends on the person. If I was to go for my top 3, I actually would put in a little bit of mixture of different things. One, I would give him Sailor Moon. It's a very lighthearted show, but it's got some really good life lessons in it, and it has amazing characters that any person can themselves be saying, "I can see myself as this person," and it's for everybody in that sense. That's the number one, Sailor Moon. For a little more darker, more funny, good, I actually would go with Demon Slayer.
Hey, there you go.
Demon Slayer, great animation.
Yep.
Great stories. I love the characters, and every person can get involved in it, and it's a little bit darker, so that gives them a mixture of those two. If there was a mixture of a third, if I would give them something that would give them a little bit something of that, I would say I would put in Akira and have them watch it from start to finish, because it is dark, but not only that, great storyline. You don't, and the thing is, it screams all the stuff you're looking for in a Typhonian future, but not only good. So I would pick those three. So it has a mixture of lighthearted to dark, and just a little mixture of the two, and gives a little bit like saying, okay, this is something that like with Akira, it's something that you could actually see in a possible universe that you could live in. So those are the three that I would say, this is your homework. Come back to me. And as an honorable mention, GTO. I would say, when you find it,
Here it is. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's basically it. So those would be my three and my honorable mention. So definitely, those are the I would go with.
Yeah. I've asked this question a couple times on the podcast before, and Demon Slayer comes up every single time because, again, I think it's the perfect starter anime.
Yep.
To get someone into it, because it's easy to digest. It's an easy story.
Right.
There you go. It's
It's simple.
it's simple, but you're the first person to say Akira, which is fantastic, and it's a fantastic answer because it's probably the most iconic anime movie of all time.
Precisely.
Once people see it, people are like, "Oh, there's a reference in this piece of media. This one, this one." Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, the Kaneda slide has been used in every single anime live action version of some sort. It is there was a meme where it went through every single one, and I think it got up to about 30 to 40 different variations from, and there was even one from Batman the Animated Series, from Robin's Reckoning Part 2.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, I know what that's from. I'm looking at that. I know what that's from. That's definitely from the Kaneda slide.
Yeah.
You cannot go to that guy. That's an iconic quote. So definitely involved. Now I wanted to bring in something in because I know you've talked about Sailor Moon a lot.
Yeah.
And you've asked different people like who's their favorite Sailor Moon, the Sailor Moon character or Sailor Scout. And a lot of people have picked it, but I actually have one that has not been picked.
Oh,
and I think she gets done a disservice. Sailor Jupiter is the quintessential bully who is not a bully.
Okay.
That's why I love her so much. She is 6'3". She's
I didn't realize that's how tall she was.
She is tall. She's taller than almost 9 of the other characters. Only 2 or 3 other characters are the same height as her. So, and she has all the guys. She's strong. She can be intimidating. She can be all these things, but she's not a bully.
Yeah.
She has all the makings of one, but she's not. She's very protective of her friends. She loves to cook. She's an amazing friend. She has the heart of a champion, that she will put herself on the line, whatever it takes to protect her friends. That's something that usually you don't see in a bully. And Sailor Moon, I couldn't see Sailor Moon protecting anybody, but I could see why. I mean, she's because she's like every other person. She fumbles, she stumbles, but she gets back up and she keeps on going. But for Sailor Jupiter, she has every makings of what a bully should be, but has the heart of someone who has love in them and willing to give that out to everybody. And I love that that's why I love Sailor Jupiter.
Damn. Okay. That's much better than why I like Sailor Mars. Because she gets angry.
She's so angry at everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like she says things that you want to say. She's a person that's like you say, no, maybe we should be like a little bit diplomatic. It's like, no, this is the reason what there's a problem, and I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
That's Sailor Mars, and sometimes you need that being forthright and being that assertive in order to get your point across. I guess in the words of Peggy Carter, like, compromise when you can. If you can't, don't. And that's Sailor Mars in a nutshell. She just will not compromise.
Yeah.
Because the right thing to do is the only thing to do. And that's why I like her. But Sailor Jupiter is my go-to girl.
You and Sari.
Yeah.
You and Sari have the Jupiter. And Paulina, yeah. Damn. There's a lot of Jupiter love.
Yes. Sari, and Sarah Sally, I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah. So you're a big superhero boy.
Yes, sir, I am.
Very big superhero boy.
Yes.
Have you seen My Hero?
Yes.
Okay.
I have seen My Hero. I'm probably going to throw in my good card. I like it. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
But I do respect it, and I love how the different characters are so amazing. They're so powerful, and yet they have their own their own certain situations which they deal with, and I love that. So
yeah.
So,
I was just thinking that because I was just like, superhero man.
yes, I am. Yeah, so MHA, I would definitely want to be involved, and if I was a hero of that particular genre, my quirk would be lightning.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I would see myself as a lightning boy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that's my jam.
So when you're looking for an anime to watch, what are the kind of
what are the things that makes me want to watch?
Yes, what are the things?
Okay, good question. There's got to be something in an anime, the actual drawing that has to capture me, because with anime, it's visual. So you have to have something that really gets to me. Second is the story. If your anime, there are certain animes that you still watch, but the story sucks, but you enjoy it anyway.
Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So watching if it's got a story that I can at least get behind, or something I can throw my mind away for a good half hour to an hour, I'm good. Character development, music also, because I'm a big music buff. If the music captures me, it grabs me, then it goes in that. But it's got for example, Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Great music for not only the intro, the outro, but the character themes. You have a picture of Ringoku, which is like one of my favorite guys.
Yeah.
From the show, and I just love it. And so to hear his music, it's powerful.
Yeah.
It's fiery. It is.
I want to cry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so powerful, and yet and so gentle at the same time. I totally love it. So if you get good animation, good story, music has to be on there as a very honorable mention. Otherwise, what's the point? And good character development. You have to let me see if there's a character that I like in the show. I want to see him or her somehow progress, and we get to enjoy it doesn't have to be like instant. It can just let them cook for like good 1 or 2 seasons, 3 seasons, 4, depending on how well the animation and how much the series is loved. That they you get to enjoy how they go through, whether it's good or bad. It's a hell of a ride, and that's the things that make a great anime for me. Is those things. Without those things, if you have most of those things, those will work. But if you have all those things, they're a classic. I'll give you a perfect example. It's not an animation, but it is a cartoon, and it happens to do with a certain shirt that Moon is wearing. So Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Is a beautiful cut of story, character development, amazing music, fantastic animation, and I mean all those 4 things brought into these characters, and you get involved and you get in good with it. Like I'll admit it. For those who've never seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, I'm gonna spoil some shit for you. There's a scene at the last book 3 that where Zuko finally gets to see Uncle Iroh, and that moment when he just grabs Zuko and just hugs him, I freaking bawl my eyes out every time I see it.
Yeah.
Because of where he's gone from and where he is now, and that one moment's like, I want Uncle Iroh to be my uncle.
Yeah.
I want him to be my uncle. And the funny thing is that the song that in the middle of book 2 in the Big Tales of Bombs They we talks about Brave Soldier Boy. That's Zuko. That is Zuko from beginning to where he's had to go to the end where he finally comes marching home, and he meets Uncle Iroh.
Yep.
After everything he's gone through. And he's humbled. He understands exactly what Uncle Iroh was trying to teach him, and he had to learn it. And that whole moment was like so heartfelt and so heartwarming. And most shows will not do that, but this anime in that single season and in that moment brought people to tears. I talked to people, kids like, I love Tales of Boston Sway and I love Uncle Iroh, and that one scene when he just hugs him, like, yeah, same. I'm not even gonna go there. So all the 4 things I mentioned are like the 4 elements of Avatar. You need these 4 things in order to make a great, good anime. You can get one of those 4 things, and it will make a good anime. All 4, you get a great anime, and it's a classic. And those are the ones that you will remember from when you're 5 to you're 55. And you'll say, you know what? I want you to watch Ninja Scroll. Or I want you to watch the whole Macross series of Robotech. I want you to watch Sailor Moon. I want you to watch these because these are iconic shows. And there's a reason for that. And why so many people have loved this sort of anime and thinking it's not just a cartoon. It's not just something to just watch to just burn your head for a few minutes, but it's part of your life. It's part of what makes you sit back and say, if I could be in this world, that's where I'd be.
If I could be in this world, I'd be dead.
Yeah, I'd probably be El Splato.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd probably be collateral damage.
Yeah,
and do different things. So yeah,
straight up.
Yeah.
God.
So that's what I've been thinking of that. So yeah. So those 4 things you need to have in a great anime, and that's to me is the whole thing that makes the whole thing so much more worthwhile. And I'm loving how there's so much anime that's not just in the just from where it's been to like being in the back alleys, like, hey, you want some anime? I got some in my jacket right here.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I got some Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Oh, you want Star Blazer?
Yeah.
I got some right here, man. Yeah, I got the good stuff. But now it's gone to the forefront, and everyone who's has put it like anime as part of their curriculum as something to learn, and I'm so proud to be in a generation where I can see that. Yeah.
Can I just say how thankful I am? I love the guests that I've had on this show, but a lot of them just like shonen. And you mentioned Sailor Moon multiple times in that shoujo, and I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
And like when I said Maid Sama, you're like, oh yeah, it's good, and I'm like, oh, thank you. So what? I also like how when you're going through, like we were saying, like going through your 4, things for anime, that it's open to any anime. So are there any certain type of genres, kind of like fantasy or like is there any kind of genres that you gravitate towards?
I would have to say Cyberpunk. For me, like again, it went back to Akira and Ghost in the Shell. The reason why I love stuff like that, like Bubblegum Crisis or Wicked City, or any of those type of genres that deals with that sort of way, is that Cyberpunk can be anything and anyone. And you don't have to have a 6-pack abs to live in this world. You don't have to be the cutest girl dressed up in anime. It doesn't hurt, but you could be anyone or anything, and that I love. And because I think that in itself, that any person can be a hero. It doesn't have to be a certain look or certain style, or you don't have to be in this particular world where everyone looks like they're jacked. You could be a guy who's 5'7", 220 pounds, and still wants to do something. And I love that genre because it masks so many different people and could be anyone. And I love that about the cyberpunk genre for me. And I think that's why I gravitate to that. I think that's why when I do some of my cosplays, they're all original characters, because I say, if I can see myself in this world, who would I be? So I would see myself, let's say, as a cop, or a rocker boy, or a mechanic who has a short fuse, or all sorts of different things. And I love the fact that I can let my mind go into that particular world and be able to go into that. So I think that genre, that I think that and samurai. The samurai genre has always been my thing, because I'm a big martial art fan. And stuff like I said, Blue Eye Samurai, or Ninja Scroll, which is if you have not watched that is a classic. Put that on your calendar. Mm-hmm. That's your homework, kids. That's your homework. So that's another honorable mention. Put that in there. That is a classic. I have a question for you.
Oh, you have a question for me?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Because I always love bringing in questions whenever I get into situations like this.
Okay.
I know that with the way anime has gone, so as nowadays they're doing so many like live action versions. Mm-hmm. I just finished watching the second episode of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah,
which is also one of my favorite animes to watch. Mm-hmm. So if there is there an anime that you've watched that's been a live action one that you want to that you would love people to see, B, has not been turned into an animation, but would love to see it as such.
Yeah.
And C, one live action anime that you would avoid at all cost.
Okay.
So I figured I hit you in all three. So
yeah. So one live action that I really want everyone to see is the One Piece live action. Because yes, I love One Piece, and it is so good.
My man. Yes.
That was one of the best things I saw last year. Mm-hmm. Straight up, like I was, again, I've been an anime fan for a while.
Yes.
And I was so hesitant.
Yeah.
Until I heard that Oda was involved.
Yes.
And then I was like, okay.
You're in.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Hesitantly.
Yes.
But I'm in. One I want in live action.
Yes.
That's hard.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I think a really cool one would be Inuyasha.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool. Just I don't know, just to see.
Yeah.
And one I don't recommend doing. Netflix, please stop the My Hero live action. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can do that respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
That just makes me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I have to agree with you on one of them.
Mm-hmm.
One Piece, the live action version.
Mm-hmm.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
The fact that they really took it and they took it seriously.
Yeah.
And the best thing about One Piece is that you don't have to watch the anime to get the story.
Yep.
It's like one of those. It's the ones like I don't get it. Do I have to watch the anime to get? No, kids, you don't. You can watch One Piece, the live action version from beginning to end. Great story, great characters. The fact that the voice of Iddy gave the nod, and to say yes, this guy is me, and from that point on, it just runs really well, and does the story well, does great character development, great music. Like I said, those main four, and it does incredibly well. If there's one that I won't say to avoid at all costs, but I will. But it should be redone. Ghost in the Shell.
Okay.
With Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. What movie?
Yeah. That's one of those. That's one. It's right up there with the last Airbender movie.
Yeah, that didn't happen either. What movie? What are you talking about?
Yeah. I don't
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Here's a funny story about that.
Yeah.
My friend watched that movie, and because I told him Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the best you'll ever find. He watched that movie. He left about 40 minutes in, and said, "You made me watch this garbage." It's like, no, the live action word is garbage, but the show is not. And it says, "Prove it." I said, "Come back tomorrow." Mm-hmm. I come back with the book 1, book 2, and book 3 of all the good guys. Come back to me in like 2 months, and I want an apology when you're done.
Yeah.
Comes back 6 months later because he was really into it. Comes back and says, "I'm sorry." He puts it in front of me. I'm like, yeah. That thing's utter garbage. Yeah. So I want the Ghost in the Shell redone.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching a lot of Korean shows on Netflix, and they're amazing.
Yeah. I'm
watching the Uncanny Counter. I just finished watching The Black Knight.
Yeah.
Which is also a great and it's like, this is stuff that could be good in anime, and so they should do a Ghost in the Shell, but do it right. So that's Ghost in the Shell. Do not watch it. It does a disservice to the actual series. I'd rather you watch the anime.
Yeah.
The third one, if I wanted to have one, another one that I think should be, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for it when I say it, is Dragon Ball Z. Because that Dragon Ball
didn't exist.
Yeah,
I didn't waste $4 when I was
the Dragon
10
Ball,
years old.
The Dragon Ball should not be named at all.
Yeah,
it should never be put into conversation. So that should never be. That should be the way the way I've seen so many different shows, from The Matrix to College, and a lot of other shows have been kind of like, they need to do it again, and they need to do it right.
Yeah,
and that's the one that I want to have done, and just done well.
Yeah, I can't wait for CG Frieza.
Oh God.
Yeah. I can't wait for Cell, like practical Cell, and it's like all like body modification, and I'm like,
or the Android series.
He's scary in real life.
Yeah. Oh man. Another one I was thinking of, and it's because I'm looking at your laptop, Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
there should be a live action Gundam.
The budget would be like $1 billion.
Dude, if they could do Pacific Rim, not the second one,
Yeah.
the first.
Yeah.
If they could do the first one and make it look that damn good,
I mean, yeah.
then they could do Gundam.
Yeah.
And they could and they would just need the right director, the right budget, the right music person to do it and to get it right. That's it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I can't wait for all the people to be like, why'd they make Gundam political? And I'm like, have you seen
The
Gundam?
movie? It's basically politics with anime in
Yeah.
it.
It's literally like child soldiers.
Yeah, it's like Child Soldiers. Ghost in the Cell is a political anime.
Yep.
I mean, they talk about all of them during the entire thing, about from Ghost Summon to politics and everything, and you're in it.
Yeah. One Piece is literally Luffy dethroning governments, going island to island.
Thank you.
That's why I love One
Yeah.
Piece.
Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. So there you go. So those are the ones that definitely
Yeah.
would want. But yeah. Another thing is I'm going to throw this again. GTO. It throws in all sorts of social norms.
Yeah.
Different scars, bullying, dealing with growing up, and all sorts of great stuff that they're in the anime, but they don't scream it out loud. They expect the people to enjoy it but learn from it, and that's basically life in a nutshell. So when they say anime is life, it literally is.
Yeah.
When you think about it. So there you go.
There you go. Thank you so much for being on the show. Where can the lovely people find you?
It seems everyone can find me everywhere because people keep asking me, I know you from somewhere. So you can find me on Instagram at Wayne Cuff. That's WAYNE CUFFE. So there is only one.
There is only one.
Woo!
Oh my God.
You can find me there. Also, you can find me on Tales of Grunge City, which is a cyberpunk series that I'm currently working on. So that's also on Instagram and will be on other shows as well. You can, so those are the two main ones that you'll find me at. As far as it, and you'll find me at different conventions, Fan Expo, Toronto Comic Con that's coming up very shortly. I'm hoping to go into that. So I'm the short little black dude with a bundle of energy and have patented my hugs. I'm putting a trademark on that.
Yep.
And the thing is, you're not the first person to say so. So I am truly and utterly honored.
That's
That
one of my favorite parts of a convention is seeing Wayne, and I'm like, hey, it's time to hug. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. Yes, this is how exactly we sound,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So nothing weird here.
No.
But yeah, those are so I am so may I just say, Corky, thank you so much for making this particular podcast and for people who love anime to show up and show the reason why anime is as good as it is or can make it more than what it is and how it's affected the people's lives. And I am so honored to be part of this show.
Oh, thank you. I paid him to say that.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the rated A superstar, Adam Corky.
Oh God. You can find me at Corky Cosplays on Instagram and Adam Corky everywhere else. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Do you watch anime? And yeah, I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for watching and listening. All right. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.